So first things first, what happened this weekend? I was all by myself, but the best part about the weekend is the fact that Eric struck my phone. It white screened again. As you can see, this one is dead. The cool thing about this, see, white screen. It likes to do this a lot. So I called Ann, one of the people from my band, and to bring me down to the mall because I don't want to take the bus. It costs money. It takes forever. I'm sick. So I got a ride there. And with that ride, I ended up finding out that they had an extra phone. So although this is the chocolate, newer, shiny phone, and it's like, oh my god, it's so pretty, I have this now, a flip phone, which there's multiple things that makes this good. One is the fact it's reliable. The fact it's old means it's not dead. And the other one is the fact that this one liked to call people in my pocket because of this little touch sensor thing in the front. This one won't have that problem. I will be able to not worry about my phone calling people in my pocket. So yeah, I'm happy about this because I won't have to worry about people calling me. I won't have to worry about always going down to Verizon to fix it. So yeah, new phone. The features and the interface isn't quite as fluid. I can't have vibrating I can't silence it and have vibrating at the same time, which is stupid, but oh well, it works. Question of the week is, what makes you nostalgic? My answer to this is multiple things. Number one would be things that I've recently come back into watching, like Balto, the movie. My favorite movie as a kid, and was actually an object of my obsession. I still want to go to Nome, Alaska because of Balto, and I recently discovered it is still one of my most favorite movies of all time. Link in the sidebar. Another one is Star Trek. I grew up watching Star Trek Voyager and the original series movies like Star Trek 1, and then like Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, The Voyage Home, The Final Frontier, and The Undiscovered Country, and then of course Star Trek Voyager. I grew up with it, and as a result of watching it when I was older, it was part of molding who I am now and my personality. A lot of people who watch Star Trek a lot might be able to tell those elements of me. They came out of like Star Trek. I watched Star Trek The Next Generation reruns, but it wasn't nearly as impactful as like Voyager, who whenever I see that I'm like, yeah, I remember when that came out. It's weird because Voyager came out 13 years ago and ended 8 years ago. It's just crazy. I stopped watching Star Trek things for like 5 years, and then I've just recently picked it back up, so it makes it so that it really was part of my childhood, and it's really weird watching it all again from a more adult perspective. It makes it all so different. Beanie Babies is another thing that makes me nostalgic. My brother and sister played with these a lot as children. We had like each one of them had like different names, and it was really versatile because even though we had the same characters all the time, we were able to like every few months we changed the theme we were doing. Like sometimes we did a Balto themed one at once. We did multiple themes. The biggest one was like the school theme, where there was like the different groups of them, and basically they would have like little infighting and all that. It was fun to do, and we always changed things up, and we still have all of them, but obviously not here at school. Another thing that makes me nostalgic is blanket tents propped up with chairs. When I was younger, my brother and sister would make these huge tent things that span the entirety of our bonus room, and it made my dad very angry, but that man deserved to be angered anyway. Stupid person. You'll hear a lot about him eventually. Another thing that makes me nostalgic is The Dark Knight. This doesn't seem like that long ago kind of a thing, but whenever I see that movie, it reminds me of the last summer, which was probably the greatest summer in my entire life. So whenever I see it, I think of that, and it technically qualifies as nostalgia. Another thing that makes me nostalgic is sandwiches. Not many people will understand this, but basically the word sandwich was getting tired and old, and we decided it needs to be retired, so we did. We made a new name up for it, though that's more of an inside joke. Not going to be saying it here. Maybe eventually I will. And the last thing that makes me nostalgic is this. One simple phrase. You're derailing my train. Tanner and Jess will know exactly what I'm talking about, but the rest of you probably not. Lidl may have heard of it before, same with Jay. But whenever I hear that, I think back, oh yeah, 8th grade. Miss Walker, crazy woman. Anyway, so last thing I have to say today is the fact that it is 420 today. And though this isn't really a really significant thing for me, for other people it is. It's apparently like a holiday, like kind of like weed day or marijuana day. I don't know. But apparently people are talking about like, oh my god, it's 420 today. And it's like, okay, whatever. I'm going to mention it, but that's all I'm going to do with it. Anyway, that's today, Monday, April 20th, 2009. I'm Angus Martin, reminding you that laziness prevails. And I'll see you all next week.